This is looking really bad for Marvel because the Fantastic Four First Steps is setting multiple box office records in the worst way possible and is looking like it might be Marvel's newest flop. Let's talk about it. The first crazy thing we need to talk about is that for the first time in 17 years since the year 2008, a DC film is going to be the highest grossing superhero film of the year over Marvel. Because yes, as you can see with these two movies up above me, in 2008, The Dark Knight made more money than Iron Man. But then every year since 2008 to now, 2025, the MCU had a movie that made more money than a DC film. The thing is, it's not even like Superman is doing like crazy numbers. Like, it's doing very well at the box office. It's definitely going to cross $600 million total by the end of its run because it is performing so well week after week. But the fact that Marvel had 3 movies this year and not one of them could make more than Superman is crazy. The reason this is happening is the second thing we need to talk about, which is the fact that the Fantastic Four is just magically becoming a huge flop in its second weekend. As you can see here now, between the opening day Friday and a week later's Friday, it made 80% less money. Obviously, all films make less money in their second weekend than they do in their first weekend. Like, for context, Superman's second weekend only made 54% less money than the film's opening weekend at the box office did, which was a great hold. That shows the word of mouth was really strong. A lot of people probably went to rewatch it on that second weekend. As of right now, it's looking like the Fantastic Four is going to drop around like 63 to 65%, and it might even be a bigger drop if numbers don't improve, because that 80% drop in Fridays is crazy. The third thing we need to talk about is the fact that this is simply becoming a pattern for Marvel movies. 4 of their last 5 films have heavily underperformed at the box office. Like, the Marvels made under $200 million worldwide, which is insane. Brave New World just over $400 million. Thunderbolts under $400 million. The Fantastic Four First Steps might struggle to $500 million. It's guaranteed not making it to $600 million with these big drops in its second weekend. And yes, we do need to acknowledge the fact that Marvel does make money in other ways from these types of movies. They sell toys and theme park tickets around them. All these different brand partnerships they've been doing with the Fantastic Four First Steps, like their Pop-Tarts and General Mills, have like the True Moo Milk, all those different collaborations. They made over $170 million from that, so they're making money on this movie regardless. I'm sorry, you can't tell me Marvel is not heavily disappointed with the Fantastic Four First Steps performing so poorly at the box office. I feel like we all knew this wasn't going to make $1 billion, but people thought like 700, 800 million was definitely in the range of possibilities. Let's move beyond just the straight up numbers talk. I want to talk about a few reasons I think this is happening with the Fantastic Four First Steps and just other Marvel movies lately all underperforming. And starting with the Fantastic Four First Steps, I think Marvel was a little cocky with this release date at the end of July after 2 other huge blockbusters in Jurassic World Rebirth and Superman. And I don't think it's a coincidence at all that Jurassic World that came out first looks like it's going to finish with the most money out of all these. Superman came out second, it's going to make the second most money out of all these. And the Fantastic Four that came out third is going to finish in last because, again, most people don't really go to the movies that often. When there's 3 big films in a month, they're probably going to go and see like 1 or 2 max. Like, people are busy, tickets and snacks are expensive. A lot of people just wait for things to come out on streaming. People don't rush out to the theaters anymore. If you're the 3rd big movie in 1 month, you're just going to get passed over by a lot of the general public. And the thing with this is, I don't know what Marvel was really supposed to do because obviously they had Captain America in February, Thunderbolts in May, so they couldn't put the movie in the first half of the year. A lot of people are saying, oh, they should have put it in November around Thanksgiving. That's always big for movies. They already have Zootopia 2 there and Wicked 2 comes out there. Both are going to be way bigger than the Fantastic Four First Steps was. The only possibility would have been if they put this out around Christmas time, but again, then Disney has Avatar releasing there, so they were really forced their hand to put it in July or August here after all these other blockbusters, so it was kind of doomed outside of their control, I feel like. The thing is, the second reason this is happening with a lot of Marvel movies lately, like the Fantastic Four First Steps had a great opening weekend, over $200 million worldwide, because Marvel still has a huge core fan base that are waiting to go and see any film they put out. They love the characters, they love the universe, they just want to see anything that comes out. But then in the film's second weekend, they're really relying on the general public being interested in going and seeing the film or hearing from other people, oh hey, this is really a great movie, even if you're not a fan of superheroes or something. And that doesn't seem to be happening with the Fantastic Four First Steps. Like, yes, all us Marvel nerds understand that this takes place in a separate universe. You don't have to watch any previous Marvel movies to understand this, but I don't think the general audience understands that. They probably see that it's a Marvel movie and they're like, oh, I haven't been caught up on all the TV shows or anything. I'm just going to skip it. I'm not going to understand what happened. The third reason I think this movie's underperforming is because, again, I don't think the Fantastic Four are simply as big or iconic of characters as Marvel thinks they are. Like, they're not a Spider-Man or a Batman. They're not as iconic as the Justice League or the Avengers have become because of the success of the MCU. And I feel like the trailers really didn't do anything to be like, oh, this is who the Fantastic Four are. This is why you should care about them. Even the movie itself, it skips their origin story, just assuming everybody knows these characters. But the reality is the public does not know these characters or their origin stories. And honestly, the movie doesn't do a great job of making you care about these characters unless you already know about them going into the film. Because every Fantastic Four film outside of the first one from 2005 has really underperformed at the box office. I don't think these are the surefire hit that Marvel thinks they are. Now, luckily for Marvel, their next 2 films are surefire hits with Spider-Man Brand New Day. Like, the suit reveal alone has gained over 100 million views on social media. idea. All the previous Spider-Man films have almost made over $1 billion, at least the last two have. I really don't see Doomsday making less than like $2 billion at the box office. It's releasing right around Christmas time. It's got the Avengers name attached to it, RDJ returning as Doom, like every character from every Marvel universe of all time. It's going to be massive. The MCU really needs to find a way to make the general public care about these other stories that aren't a Spider-Man film or absolute cameo fest. Like if the Guardians of the Galaxy could become such a huge hit, there's no reason that the Fantastic Four couldn't. But let me know in the comments below why you think Marvel movies are flopping at the box office. If you want to see all my other Marvel videos on the channel, click the playlist above my head right now, and thank you for watching.